Now, verse 26 says, "For this cause God gave them up unto vile affections, for even their women did change." That word change means exchange the natural use into that which is against nature. This thing is against nature. We don't even have to. And see, this goes into what, and I know Brother Cameron said it in a certain way so that he could, without necessarily quoting scriptures, things of that nature. But basically, this is when he was talking about, it's against nature and things of that is detrimental, things of that nature. Well, basically, this was what he was referencing was Romans 1:26. It said, "For even their women did exchange the natural use into that which is against nature. And likewise, also the men was doing this. They were leaving," watch this, "the natural use of the woman." And what was going on? They were burnt in their lust, one toward another, men with men, working that which is unseemly or shameful, and receiving in themselves that recompense or penalty of their error, which was meet or due. So they receive, and I never even read this. I read this many a times, but this is the first time I really saw this in verse 27. It says that they receive it in themselves, their penalty. Now, we ask questions, where these, we talk about, the diseases and stuff that occur because of sin and things in the earth. It makes sense because you receive it within yourself. So this thing, the payment is on the inside. So you're looking for the payment on the outside. So what's happening is, so you can hear the world. And I was, listening to some other people on YouTube make responses, and what they would say. Her one person was like, "Well, I mean, what is the real? I mean, what is the real issue? I mean, I don't see anything. See, I don't see anything wrong. I mean, what's the worst can happen if they do get married? What's the worst? See, the penalty is received in themselves. See, and if you can understand that, you won't be looking necessarily on the outside for the penalty. The penalty is going to come from the inside. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and move on. Now, verse 28, "Even as they did not like to retain God in their knowledge." See, that's one of the things too. They don't want to retain God in their knowledge. They don't want to, see, if you accept that is, let's say, for sake of conversation, say homosexuality, say it is, a sin, as Christians, we know it is. But let's just say it. You have to retain God in your knowledge to at some level. Now I'm not saying necessarily you're going to accept Christ, but that aspect comes from God. So thereby you're retaining God in your knowledge. Look, God gave them over to a reprobate mind to do those things which are not convenient or fitting. Let me tell you something. I like that word convenient because the reality of homosexuality is not convenient. I'm gonna be honest, it is not convenient. Now, you can act like it's convenient. You can do some things, now they trying to make it convenient. Now, I'm trying not to, go into a lot of detail, but if necessary, I will. But it's not convenient, so they got to go and, get some changes made, go to the surgeon and do all these things to make it convenient. And even that's not convenient because you got to pay money. You got to set the appointment. You got to change and cut things off and rearrange and pull things from here. That ain't convenient. I'm sorry. I don't think God would want to put you in a position like that, create you where you got to go through all of these inconveniences to do what is natural to you. It doesn't even make logical sense. You understand? So let me move on. Verse 29, being filled with all unrighteousness, fornication, wickedness, covetousness, maliciousness, full of envy, murder, debate, deceit, malignity, whisperers, backbiters, haters of God, despiteful, proud, boasters, inventors of evil things, disobedient to parents, without understanding, covenant breakers, without natural affection, implacable, unmerciful, who knowing the judgment of God, that they which commit such things are worthy of death. Now just for those, Christian extremists, it didn't say to kill them. See, that's the problem. See, you have some of the Christian extremists out there, and now if you want to classify and use the word hate, yeah, you use it with them. But it said worthy of death. So the word worthy is powerful. You can't skip over that. So it ain't say they should kill them. It just said they're worthy of it. Now, not only do the same, okay, but have pleasure in them that do them. So you got people out here, and they don't do the same. They do the same, and they have pleasure just watching other people not be able to truly show the image of God in the earth. And it's really sad. Really sad. But what we got to know as believers, because see, this is, like I said, it's not going to get any easier. Like the LGBT, all of these, and this is what's happened. You got to understand this. Listen up. They are going to continue to move. Let me tell you, the only reason why we're having this much issue about just the homosexual topic anyway is because a lot of them have crept and moved into offices of power, of influence. You see what I'm saying? So see, at first they was really in the closet. You go 50, 60, 70 years ago, they couldn't come out like that. They was, so, but now it's changed. So now they've got places of office in government, from the White House on down, from businesses to things, all types of things. So, and when you're talking about from a political standpoint, the politicians, they're going to go with whatever the people going, for the most part, or whatever's beneficial to them. So, whether they believe it or not, basically that's what they're going to do. Now let me talk about this. There are some the whole gay marriage thing. First of all, let me clear this up. There is no such thing as gay marriage. What? Oh, there's no such thing. You can't change. Like, if we know, if you're walking outside and you see grass, okay, you know what grass looks like. You look at the grass, it's green, has a certain texture. We know what it is. Okay? You have a friend walks by and say, well, that's not grass. That's something else. He just makes up something. How do you handle that? How would you feel? You're not going to go say, oh yeah, it is. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. That's not grass. It doesn't make sense. All right. So just because somebody comes along thousands and thousands of years later and start spewing rhetoric and saying, oh no, we're getting married now, you're getting something. What you're getting is in let's go, Romans 1:27. Yeah, you're getting something. You're getting something in yourself, a repayment of error that's going to take place. That's what's going to happen. But you're not getting married. Now you're getting something, but it's not marriage. Now, if you want to call it that to make yourself feel comfortable and feel connected with everybody else in society and get some benefits, fine. I mean, go ahead and do that. But the reality is, at the end of the day, it's not valid in the eyes of God. It's just not valid. Now, if that's hate, if that's extreme aversion or extreme hostility toward, then if that's what you want to interpret it, then let that be. But the reality is that it is not. So Christians, don't get all crazy and, oh my goodness, they're changing marriage. Oh, what am I going to do? What I'm going to call my marriage now? Look, forget all of that. The reality is the word of God, the truth We know what the truth is. The truth sets men free. The truth always prevails in the end. Simple as that. Let's look at why the world. See, when you're saying truth, the world has a particular response to it, and Jesus actually said it in the Bible. Turn to John 7:1. We're going to try to read as much as we can. Now, it says, after these things, Jesus walked in Galilee, for he would not walk in Jewry, okay, which is Judea, because the Jews sought to kill him. So they were trying to kill him. Now the Jews' feast of tabernacles was at hand. His brethren therefore said unto him, depart hence, go into Judea. Now he told him go into Judea anyway, that your disciples also may see the works that you do. So he said, yeah, show off your works. Your disciples will see you going out there. Now you forget that the people, that the people were seeking to kill him. But go ahead out there. And so and in verse 4, for there is no man that doeth anything in secret, and he himself seeketh to be known openly. If you do these things, show yourself to the world. Go ahead, he show off. He want Jesus to show off. Go ahead, you got these gifts, you're healing people, you're doing big things. Go ahead, go out there. Take it to Hollywood. Go to the Big Apple with this thing. And so and then verse 5 says, for neither did his brethren believe in him. So they said all of this, they were just hyping him up. Y'all know how people do, hype you up, then just to watch you fall. And then verse 6, then Jesus said, my time is not yet come. Oh my God. But your time is always ready. The world cannot hate you, but me it hates. Why? Because I testify of it, that the works thereof are evil. Go ye up unto this feast. I go not up yet unto this feast, for my time is not yet come. Jesus knew his time wasn't come. They was try to get him to move before his time by trying to get him to show off, just like the devil did when he took him to the mountain and stuff like that and said, if you are God, do this and do that. The same technique. Okay, let's look at Luke 6:22. Same thing. It's the same situation. So if it happened if it happened to Jesus, it's going to happen to us. I mean, he already said it. He said, blessed are ye. Luke 6:22. Blessed are ye when men shall hate you, and when they shall separate you from their company, and shall reproach you and cast out your name. I'm telling you, Kirk is really getting in for the Son of Man's sake. But he said, guess what? Rejoice in that day. Rejoice? That don't make sense. Yes, rejoice in that day and leap for joy, for behold, your reward is great in heaven. For in the like manner did their fathers unto the prophets. But woe unto you that are rich, for you have received your consolation. Woe unto you that are full, for you shall hunger. Woe unto you that laugh now, for you shall mourn and weep. Woe unto you when all men shall speak well of you, for so did their fathers to the false prophets. And also you can reference, I'm not going to read those scriptures, but John 15 verses 18 through 19, and also John 3 verses 13 through 5. You can also read those as well. But we just got to be ready, believers, because this is just the beginning. Our society, we're going to try to merge as close as we can, to the world. They want us all to be just one big family, but the reality is we can't do it. Believers, we just can't do it. We can respect each other. We're not going to run around and hate people. We're not going to be extremists. We're not going to do those type of things. But we're going to have some fortitude. We're going to have to stand fast and strong in what we believe, no matter what the persecution or even prosecution may come. So I pray that this was an encouragement to you all. I just really wanted to touch on this. I am going to get back to the original discussion that we had a couple of months ago with John 3:16, but I really wanted to address this. So I will see you all soon. I'm definitely going to be making more. I'm trying to have more videos, things like out there more often. So I will be working on that. So you will be seeing more things coming out. So